Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The world held its breath as an unexpected message from Pyongyang flashed across global news tickers. On October 1, 2025, North Korea's state-run news agency delivered a stern warning. Any further aggression against the Philippines would have consequences. The announcement was a geopolitical earthquake, sending shockwaves through diplomatic and military circles. North Korea, long seen as China's defiant ally, was now drawing a line in the sand. In Manila, officials scrambled to interpret this unprecedented declaration. Was it genuine support or a calculated move? Filipinos reacted with disbelief and curiosity, solidarity from the most unlikely of places. In Beijing, the response was swift but measured. Officially, China called for restraint, but analysts knew the leadership was furious. This was a public challenge from a country China had long supported. The broadcast threatened to unravel China's carefully managed image of regional stability. Pyongyang's message wasn't just about the Philippines, it was a signal to China. North Korea would not be taken for granted. The balance of power in Asia suddenly shifted. The South China Sea dispute was no longer a two-player game. North Korea's motives were unclear, but its potential to disrupt the status quo was undeniable. The world was left to wonder. Was this a desperate plea for attention, a strategic gambit, or the start of a new chapter in international relations? North Korea defending the Philippines sounds like fiction, but international relations are rarely about friendship. They're about survival and leverage. Pyongyang is a master of brinkmanship, always seeking opportunities to shake up the regional order. Siding with the Philippines would be a classic North Korean move, high risk, high reward, and designed to force the world to pay attention. This isn't about making friends in Manila, it's about weakening China's grip and gaining new bargaining chips. By intervening even verbally, North Korea inserts itself into a critical global issue, increasing its relevance. For Pyongyang, every decision is about regime survival. If supporting the Philippines offers strategic benefits, ideological differences are irrelevant. This is not a sudden embrace of democracy, but a calculated play for advantage. North Korea's unpredictable behavior is rooted in a long-standing pattern of self-serving moves. The shock of the headline fades when you see the logic beneath it. Pyongyang's leadership is always looking for leverage against China, the US, and anyone else. In the end, it's not about loyalty or values. It's about power, survival, and keeping the world guessing. The South China Sea is just the latest stage for North Korea's unpredictable diplomacy. In this high-stakes game, even the most unlikely alliances are possible. North Korea's willingness to defy China over the Philippines isn't new. In the 1970s, Pyongyang quietly sided with Manila during territorial disputes in the South China Sea, signaling support for the Philippines against China's expansion. Even then, North Korea's loyalty to Beijing had limits. Its primary allegiance was always to itself. Fast forward to 2013. After Typhoon Haiyan, North Korea, despite its own hardships, donated to Philippine relief efforts. These gestures, though modest, showed Pyongyang's capacity for unexpected moves. The relationship between North Korea and the Philippines is more complex than it appears. Occasional cooperation and communication exist, even without formal alliances. North Korea has a history of acting against China's interests when it suits its own. These precedents make today's scenario less far-fetched. Pyongyang's unpredictable choices are rooted in a pattern of self-preservation and strategic calculation. History suggests North Korea is always ready to surprise. The China-North Korea relationship is less puppet master, more dysfunctional family. China is the powerful, frustrated elder sibling. North Korea, the defiant younger one. Beijing provides economic lifelines and diplomatic cover, not out of love, but to maintain a buffer state. North Korea, in turn, resents control and often embarrasses China with nuclear tests and provocations. Kim Jong-un's top priority is regime survival, not pleasing Beijing. This constant push and pull keeps the relationship tense and unpredictable. North Korea wants support, but not strings. Challenging China over the Philippines would be the ultimate act of defiance. It's Pyongyang's way of declaring independence, no matter the family drama. The Philippines is a strategic linchpin in the Indo-Pacific. Its waters are vital shipping lanes for global trade and energy supplies. Control over the Philippines means influence over commerce and military movement in the region. China's maritime ambitions hinge on dominating these waters, but the Philippines stands in the way. The US-Philippines alliance further complicates China's plans, giving Washington a foothold in Asia. The Philippines is a forward defense line for the US, a major obstacle for China. Any move involving the Philippines sends ripples across the region. For North Korea, getting involved is about inserting itself into this high-stakes rivalry. It's not about Manila itself, but about what the Philippines represents, a battleground for influence. By taking a side, Pyongyang becomes a player in a much bigger game. The Philippines is the prize in a contest far larger than its own borders. North Korea's support for the Philippines would be pure calculation, not friendship. Pyongyang's foreign policy is about one thing: regime survival. Any move is designed to create leverage against China, the US, and the world. North Korea can't compete with major powers directly, so it uses crises and unpredictability as bargaining chips. By siding with Manila, Pyongyang tells Beijing, "Your South China Sea problems can get worse if you don't meet our demands." This leverage could mean more aid, fewer sanctions, or greater autonomy. The same move confuses Washington. North Korea is both a threat and a potential partner against China. Pyongyang could trade its stance for concessions from either side. In this multi-dimensional chess game, leverage is the only currency that matters. Friendship is irrelevant. Power is everything. What does North Korea stand to gain? First, it rebalances its relationship with China, forcing Beijing to treat it with more respect. Second, it diversifies its foreign policy, reducing dependence on a single patron. Even tentative ties with Southeast Asian nations open new doors for trade and diplomacy. Third, it gains negotiation power. Suddenly, Pyongyang has a seat at the South China Sea table. North Korea can trade its support for security guarantees or economic deals. Disruption itself is a benefit. The more chaotic the region, the less pressure on Pyongyang's nuclear program. While the world scrambles, North Korea gains breathing room. It's a calculated gamble with multiple rewards. Pyongyang thrives on unpredictability and distraction. The South China Sea is just another opportunity to turn chaos into advantage. For North Korea, every crisis is a chance to win something. North Korea's support wouldn't need to be military to matter. A public declaration or diplomatic gesture would send shockwaves through the region. The symbolism alone would be a weapon. Isolated North Korea and US ally Philippines united against China. This narrative would damage China's image as a peaceful leader. For the Philippines, even symbolic support boosts morale and strengthens its diplomatic hand. It shows China's actions are generating opposition from all sides. The alliance would complicate the US-China rivalry, introducing a wild card. Beijing hates unpredictability. This move shatters its control of the narrative. A symbolic alliance proves China's grip on the region isn't as secure as it seems. Sometimes the message is more powerful than any military move. We've seen the history, the logic, and the potential gains. Siding with the Philippines would be a masterstroke of North Korean brinkmanship. High risk, high reward. It would challenge China, gain leverage with the US, and disrupt the regional order. But the risks are real. China could retaliate harshly. The question remains, would Kim Jong-un dare to risk everything for this bold move? The answer could reshape Asia's balance of power. In the unpredictable world of international politics, even the wildest scenarios are possible. Would Pyongyang risk the wrath of the dragon to make a stand in the South China Sea? The world waits to find out.